Today we are going to be cooking baba ghanoush or mutabel, depending on where you're from, and it's a Middle Eastern dish. I'm really excited about it. Today we are going to be cooking baba ghanoush or mutabel, depending on where you're from, and it's a Middle Eastern dish. I love Middle Eastern food. I think I could just live off Middle Eastern food for the rest of my life. Anything in that meze kind of realm. So baba ghanoush is like hummus, if you know hummus, but it's made with aubergine instead, or eggplant, depending what country you're from. So the process of it is that you barbecue the aubergine and it kind of steams in its own flesh, and then you grind that down into a paste. So we're going to make it. Why are we doing it? Well, I thought it would be wonderful to spend this time celebrating the Middle East. Moreover, celebrating the people of the Middle East. And this dish is a dish that kind of travels across many countries in the Middle East, and everyone feels maybe that they own it. So they all have different names. And I really like it because I think it kind of brings people together. They agree over quite a few things when it comes to food. And what's nice about it is that it's a food to be shared. And I love people from the Middle East. I'm not political in any way, but I have friends from Palestine. I have friends from Egypt and Jordan and Lebanon and Iraq and Iran. And I've enjoyed hanging out with people from those places and learning about their culture. And moreover, I've enjoyed eating their food. I've really enjoyed eating their food. And I kind of thought that when I think about these people, there's a common theme with all of them. And it's hospitality. It doesn't matter what country you go to in the Middle East. Hospitality is a very high value, and people will welcome you and love on you, even if you're a stranger. And that's such a strange thing to the Western mind. But they're also people that like to have fun. They're people that love food. So those three things, hospitality, food and fun, I think those are worth celebrating, and I think it'd be great to do it. So I'm going to get started. You do need to char your aubergine on flame. You can roast it in the oven, but it's much better if you just stick it straight onto a flame. And that's that process of barbecuing. You can put it on a barbecue. That would even be better, cooking it on coal. And I'm just going to leave that going. So it takes about, I don't know, 8 minutes or so. And I've got some tongs here, and you keep turning it over so that the whole thing gets charred. When it's really blackened, you put it into a bowl, cover it with some cling film, and leave it. And because it's kind of heated up, the steam inside cooks all the flesh. You need to kind of leave it covered for about an hour. Once you've done that, it looks a little bit like this. Okay, so it's kind of a bit mushy, and I've cut this one in half. But you can see that the flesh is all soft, and that literally is just from barbecuing the outside and then letting it to steam in its own heat. So, and that's going to be the basis for our dip. All right, so first I'm going to start with bashing a bit of garlic. Here's a quite cool tip. Just, again, the flat of your blade and just smack it. And what that does is it just takes the skin off in one go. Can you see that? So, don't spend time peeling skin too much. Okay, so in it goes to my pestle and mortar. If my house was burning down, this would be one thing that I would take. Although I suppose it wouldn't get burnt, but you get my point. It's one of my most valuable things in the kitchen. So I'm adding some salt, and that kind of helps to as an abrasive, and it kind of grinds that garlic right down. Okay, perfect. I don't know. I think I've covered too much about my knife. This is a Japanese knife. It's made by samurai warriors, which is an amazing thing, really. And it's folded steel, so it's very, very, very sharp. And I only need to sharpen this once a year. It was a bit pricey, but it is my it is one of my friends in the kitchen. That would be the other thing that I would save. So what we're going to do is scrape out that flesh. I don't want the skin, it's all burnt. So I'm looking to get all this stuff out inside, you see? But because it's so soft, it literally just scrapes straight out. So we just keep getting this flesh out. Don't worry too much if some of the skin comes, but as you can see, I've got all my skin away, and pick anything out that you see, any big bits of black skin. Okay, there's another bit there. And there we have it. So I've got my thing out, and I'm just going to chop it a little bit and get it going. So it's kind of mashed a little bit. I'll turn this over. So you can see it's sort of starting to char. That's kind of what it should look like. It smells a bit burny actually, but the inside is great. And what happens is this flesh is really barbecuey, and so it's got this lovely, lovely smoky flavour to it. So in that goes into my pasta mortar. You can do this in a food processor, but I quite like it this way. So we're going to kind of mash it a little bit. And then I'm going to add some tahini, or tahini. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that in the right way. This is sesame seed paste, all right? So it's the sesame seeds that have been ground down into a beautiful paste. And this goes into hummus, but it also goes into baba ghanoush. You don't really want to eat it on its own, it's not so nice. I have some virgin olive oil. Always use virgin olive oil. It's the first pressing, and it's much, much stronger, so you use it as a condiment, as a flavour. And so there we go. I'm going to start kind of mixing. Going to add a little bit of lemon juice, and the important sort of ingredients with this are the tahini and the lemon juice and garlic. So get those three bits right. And I've cooked this for different friends from different parts of the Middle East, and they all differ a little bit. You know, my Egyptian friends will go much more lemon, and someone else will say less garlic. So you have to learn by trial. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to put it into a plate. And this is the bit I quite like. So I like to garnish. Garnish is really important. At the moment, it looks like a pile of kind of pulp on a plate. It's not particularly attractive, but it can become attractive with some chopped parsley. And again, you don't have to put it all over. It can go on the white plate. Looks kind of nice. A couple of olives. So we'll put some olives in the middle. Maybe just 3 olives in the middle. Looks really nice. Some ground pepper. And again, you know, I'm using the pepper as a bit of a garnish. It's hit the white plate. It looks kind of cool. And then finally, the most important bit, sumac. Sumac is a berry in the Middle East, and you'll find it all over the place. And it's kind of like, it's very sour. It's a bit like an alternative for lemon, but it's also a beautiful color. You'll find it garnished and all over the place. So this is Palestinian sumac, and I like the color of it. It's just kind of pinky purple. So I've put some of that on there. I'm going to put some chili on it. I'm not sure whether this is allowed or not, but I have a love affair with chilies. So I'm going to put a few chili flakes on as well. And then just to finish it off with the olive oil again. Okay. And all of a sudden, you've created something really beautiful and just really attractive. And the way that you would eat it is with some flatbread. So you tear off some flatbread and you'd smear it through the plate. Now, I love this dish because, again, I think it's something to be shared with friends. And I've enjoyed sharing this with friends from different parts of the Middle East. And if you think about biblically, our Bible heroes, Abraham was an Iraqi, Moses was Jewish, but he was born in Egypt and he grew up in Egypt. Jesus was Jewish, but he spent the first part of his life in Egypt as well. And a lot of these countries overlap and are part of our story and part of our narrative. In fact, there's a beautiful scripture that says at one point that Jesus' fame during his ministry time spread throughout Syria. That it says it right there. His fame spread throughout Syria. And I love that. And I want to challenge you to try to make this at home. Have a go. It's a way to make friends. Find out who your Middle Eastern neighbor is. Do you know anyone from the Middle East that you might work with or that is living near you? This is the way to make friends. This is a way to their heart because they love food and they love fellowship and hospitality. So have a go at making this. They'll be amazed that you even know about it, but it's a great way to build bridges of relationship. So today, it's a celebration of people from the Middle East. Remember them with all the complexities that we face in today's world. This is what it's about. Celebration and enjoying relationship together. Thanks for coming. If you've enjoyed this time, please like or subscribe and share it with your friends. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna get into it. I'm really excited about it. I like my meat, but I could give up meat for that. It's just perfect. Please try it. It's such a beautiful meal. Smoky, creamy. So nice. You can taste the olive oil and the lemon and the garlic. So good.